and to make a difference. But then life happens. And so I became a single mum, and I had to provide for my children, and I didn't got by with my income, and I had 2 jobs. I had to work from 8 to 5. I had to do nails for an extra income, but still it wasn't enough. And so I was, as I said, a single mom who had to look after my children, who had to provide, and I was in a looking zone. I was in a looking zone for something that could change my life, that could change my circumstances. And I'm telling you this today because I know for a fact that there are people in this audience today who can relate to this story. And maybe you think you can't, but I can tell you, you can. Whatever you set your mind on, you can do it. Because I did. And I'm just a normal farm girl from the countryside, and I could do this. And then my amazing upline, she's here somewhere, Relene Faber, a presidential director, Relene Faber, who introduced me to this business. She was actually one of my nail clients, and she was sitting in front of me. There's a tip. She was a nail client, so there must be nail technicians in here. And she gave me the opportunity. And I said to her, yes, even though I didn't know how, where, when. I just knew I had to do this. And so I said yes, and my dreams that had to shrink because of all the debt I had actually came alive through this opportunity. I could buy my first home, and what an amazing privilege it was to have my first home. I could quit my job. I was able to provide for my children, and yes, and investing through this opportunity. And so, as I said, don't think you can do this, because you can. If you believe that you can do this, you can achieve it. So, thank you so much, everyone. Over to Mark.
Thank you, Jenny. Hello, everyone. Oh, let's try again. Hello, everyone. That's better. Okay, so let me be honest with you. When Jenny first started with this amazing journey, I, of course, was a very good husband. I did not support her. And I know a lot of guys can relate to that as well, because there's a lot of things out there. And back then, I had this huge attitude and ego problem. I didn't see it as a problem at that time, because, I'm a man. And I was serving in the military at that time. I was a sergeant major, so anybody with a military background will know that sergeant majors are the most loved persons in the military base. Of course not. We're the most feared persons in the military base. So with that, I actually still relocated some of the Manatech products my wife was busy with at that stage. And the reason for that was I was on a lot of chemical stuff. I had a lot of health challenges back then, that with my attitude and ego, So I took or repossessed or relocated some of the products, and I started using it when I went on my camping trips. And I actually noticed within a few weeks a vast difference in my health. And of course, if something works for you, I'll start telling people about it, and they start using it as well. And then when I got home, I asked them, what's the stuff? What does it do? And all these things. And I came to my first opportunity meeting in Kimberley, You know, Sergeant Majors love hugs, so when I met her, let me front sail, and she put her arm out to greet me. I was like, you want to do what? And that was because of my attitude I had, and I started reading the books and listening to the CDs, and with the Monetic system, you can't help but to change. So I became, without knowing it, a person without heart, with a heart person, if you know what I mean, you know? So I really want to encourage everybody that's here that there's a lot of reasons why we still do the journey. We do it. I have better health. I have now time freedom, which I didn't have back then. We're on our way to financial freedom, and that's within a few years. We've been doing this for just over 7 years now, and you can actually see the difference what it's done in our lives, not just health-wise, but financially wise. And with Jenny, I have to say this, when Jenny was the first time here on stage, about 7 years ago, she really struggled to speak English. It's one of, if you know Afrikaans people from the Free State, when they try and speak English for self-defense, she was like that. And I must just tell you, it's quite impressive to see somebody develop so much with our system from being that to speaking in fluent English in a large crowd of people. That's impressive. So once again, if you're here for the first time, there's only one way to go, and that's with Monetic. Thank you so much.